Hey guys, it's Turnrow here, and today I'll be covering how to set up your own custom campaign within the world editor for Warcraft 3. Now I will be splitting this video into two parts. This first video will go through how to set up the actual campaign file itself, and then the second part will go into the triggering side of how to unlock missions and save hero data. So for this demonstration, I will be using a series of melee maps to add to the campaign itself. Once you have your own maps you wish to add to your own campaign, and you have the world editor open, you will need to click on this campaign editor button near the top of the screen. And this will simply bring up a pop-up that will allow you to create and manage your own custom campaign. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a name. We're going to set the author, and we're going to do a basic description. Use variable difficulty levels. It's totally up to you whether you use this. It simply makes use of Blizzard's usual default difficulty selection for your campaign, which I personally don't use because it's buggy in that when the player is progressing throughout your campaign, and once they complete a mission and proceed to the next, the difficulty will automatically reset back to normal, which can be a little frustrating for players who want to play the campaign with an easy or hard, because it means every time they complete a mission they have to get out of the campaign and reselect the difficulty for every single mission. So the next thing we can do is we can set an image that will display when the user views the campaign within Warcraft 3. You can simply make use of one of the existing images that are available in this dropdown, or we can simply create and add our own image by going over to the Import Files tab and then right-clicking on the white space and going Import File. Now, in terms of what image types we can use, I preferably use the ones that are commonly used in Warcraft 3, which includes BLP, TGA, or JPEG. And then we go over back into the General tab and we can select our image. And there we go. Before we proceed, we should probably save, and so we do so by clicking on the Save button, and we go New Campaign. There we go. Now, in addition to save, we have some common buttons that you will also see that are identical to the original buttons in the interface for the usual Warcraft 3, which will do the exact same thing. This one will obviously create or open a new campaign or existing one. And then we also have some new buttons here, which are to do with managing the maps within the campaign file itself. So we want to add a new map to the campaign. We will select the map we have open, and voila, our very first map within our campaign. Now what we've essentially done is we've now created two separate versions of our map. We have the original map, which we've stored on our computer, and then we also have the map itself that is stored within the campaign. And this is important to remember, because one common mistake people do when creating campaigns is that they add a map to a campaign, and then when they want to make changes they open and save the original map, and then they go to play the campaign within Warcraft 3 and they realize that the changes they've made haven't come into effect, and so they are forever continuously replacing or removing the map within the campaign and re-editing or re-adding it back in. There is no need to do this at all. Simply, if you want to make a change to the map within the campaign, you simply right-click on the map and go Edit, and you make changes to the map this way. And if for any reason you are confused about which version of the map you have open, a very simple way of checking is to look at the file path at the top of the screen. If it has campaign / the name of the campaign .w3n, then you are most likely editing the map from within the campaign file. If it says anything else other than this, like for example documents / maps / whatever, then you are probably editing the original map and you should close it. You can continuously add new maps to the campaign, in which again you can either click on this add map button, or you can simply just right click on the newest map and go add map. And you can do this as many times as you want. There's no map limit in a campaign. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go over to the loading screen tab, and this will allow us to manage the buttons that will appear when the user has the campaign open and wants to play a particular mission. So we right click on this white space and go add button. Chapter 1 will be the chapter title for the first map, and we go my first map for our first one, in which we have Bandit Ridge. What this checkbox does is it simply makes the mission visible when the player opens the campaign for the first time. Since it's the very first chapter, we ideally want it to be visible. And we do the same for the second map too. My second map, and we select a different mission. And we don't want this one visible, since we want the player to complete chapter 1 before proceeding to the next one. Background screen. This is the screen or the models that will appear when the user is browsing through the missions, in which case you can use the backgrounds from the original campaigns, in which case we can simply use the human one from Reign of Chaos, as well as the cursor from Reign of Chaos as well. And the sound is also pretty much straightforward. It's taken directly from the original Warcraft 3 campaigns. Now, we can make use of imported models, but it does require that you know how to do actual model editing if you want to create your own background, which is, again, is an entirely different topic. So we are now ready to go back into the imported files tab, and we can do more than simply add our own image for the campaign, in that if you are familiar with creating maps in Warcraft 3, you will know that there is a import manager button that will allow you to import models and skins and sounds or whatever file types we want to make use in the map. And you will notice that this import manager for the map is very similar to the import manager for the campaign. And the difference between them is that if we make use of a model, for example, within the map import manager, this model is only going to be available for this particular map. If we want this model to be available for every single map within the campaign, then we need to import it instead into the import manager of the campaign. And we'll just re-edit the file path just to make it easier to read. And then now you are able to use this model in every single map within the campaign. The next tab to show is the custom data tab, in where we are free to edit the different data attributes for units, buildings, items, abilities, etc. And again, you will also notice that there is an object editor with the exact same information. And again, the difference between them is that changes we make here within the object editor of the map only affects the map, whereas changes we make within the campaign custom data will affect every map within the entire campaign. So we're just going to demonstrate. I'm going to change this model of the peasant to a penguin. And if we go into the object editor within the map itself, you will notice that this change has taken into effect. However, if we have data specified within the campaign that we want to overwrite within the map itself, we can do that. And we again change it to a peon. You will notice that the different color of the actual attribute changes. However, we can reset it back to how it was within the campaign or within the actual game itself. And so the last thing to show you is to demonstrate what this campaign will look like in game. So if we're going to save, and now we're going to go within the game itself, go to single player, and then you select the custom campaign button within your profile. And this will bring up a list of campaigns that you have available on your computer. We simply select our campaign. You will notice that it has the description and the author that we set within the general tab, as well as the image we've specified. If we go to play campaign, you will see the button for the first mission, which is automatically visible, and the second one we did not specify to be visible, so it is not there. And this interface should look pretty much straightforward. You can change this by changing it within the loading screen tab. And that will pretty much round up what I have to show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Otherwise, next time I will be demonstrating how to do some common triggers for campaigns such as mission unlocking or hero saving. But until then, I will catch you guys next time.